Good morning and welcome to the Daily Tanya. Today is Friday, the second day of Shvat. Let's begin with Tzedakah. Kedei Tzedakah, Shemekareves Esagula. Tzedakah brings Mashiach closer. So today we're going to conclude chapter 15, which discusses the different ways of the Beinani serving Hashem. There is the Oved Elokim and there's the Lo Yavadei. There's the Beinani who serves Hashem, and there's the Beinani who serves Him not. And we spoke yesterday what that means, that when it comes to serving Hashem, it's not just what you do, it is about the effort that you put in. If you work hard to lift up a very heavy rock, to lift it up onto the roof, it's a lot of hard work. But once it's on the roof already, it's there. That doesn't mean that you're working now. You're accomplished, but now we need to go further. So the Alter Rebbe here goes on to explain what the Talmud says. Quotes Hillel says, what is the difference between one who serves Hashem and one who serves Him not? It says the one who serves Hashem studies his study 101 times. One who serves Him not studies only 100 times. And really that's the one time makes a big difference, such a big difference. And that's the point. Alter Rebbe explains, because back in those days, they used to study everything. They used to study 100 times. They didn't have computers, they didn't have books then. They used to memorize everything. They would study it 100 times, and that was the norm. Everything would be studied 100 times. So when someone studies his teachings 100 times, and then you tell him, now you have to go one more time, that's already something which is beyond your nature, and that is much more difficult. So let's see inside what the Alter Rebbe says. ובזה יובן, מה שכתוב בגמרא, העובד אלוקים היינו מי ששונה פרקי 100 פעמים, ו100 פעמים ואחד, ולא יעבוד היינו מי ששונה פרקי 100 פעמים לבד. This explains the Talmudic statement that he who serves God refers to the one who reviews his studies 101 times, while he who serves Him not refers to one who reviews his studies only 100 times. And Alter Rebbe goes to bring an example. He says the reason why it is so, it is because that was the norm. The norm then, it was to study 100 times. This is so because in those days, in the Talmudic days, it was customary to review each lesson 100 times. And he brings the example that the Talmud brings there, an example of shuk shel Amarim, donkey drivers. They used to have donkey drivers. The Uber of those days, they used to take, if you hired them to go 10 parsa, certain measurement, the parsa is about 4 kilometers, Persian mile it's called. If you hired them for 10 parsa, they would charge 1 zuz. If you would tell them to go 11 parsa, they would charge 2 zuz, double, even though it's just 10% more. Why? Because this was more than what they were used to go. The routine, the regular route was to go 10 parsa. If we ask them to go a little bit more, they charge double. That's what Alter Rebbe says. Kedisa asam b'gemara meshuk shel mashal meshuk shel chamarim shenizkarim le'eser parsa bezuza ולאחד עשר פרסה The Talmud illustrates this by the analogy of the market of the donkey drivers. The drivers would charge one zuz for 10 parsa, Persian miles, but they demanded 2 zuz for driving 11 parsa. For driving an 11th mile exceeds their customary practice. ולכן, זוהי הפעם המאה ואחס היסירה על הרגילות של גל מנעוריו שקולה כנגד כולם. Therefore, this 101st revision, which is beyond the normal practice to which the student had been accustomed since his childhood, therefore it is equivalent to all the previous 100 revisions combined. In fact, its quality surpasses them. That 101st time that he studies his study, that he reviews his study, surpasses all 100 times. Why is that? So the Alter Rebbe is going to explain. It surpasses them in greater strength and power, so that it is only this one extra revision which entitles the student to be called he who serves God. And the Alter Rebbe explains why. So he says, because when you ask of him to do something that he is not used to do, or something that he doesn't want to do, what causes a person to do something that he doesn't want to do or is not used to do? Could be one of two things. Either he loves someone, so he's going to do for the person, or he's afraid of someone, so he's going to do for him because he's afraid. In order to do something beyond your routine, something that you're not used to do, you have to awaken within you some kind of love to Hashem. You have to awaken that kind of love. And how do you awaken this love? So later on, in the later chapters, the Alter Rebbe is going to explain in length. There are different ways of awakening the love to Hashem. Here mentions it briefly. The ultimate way of awakening the love is by meditating, understanding the greatness of Hashem. And when you understand the greatness of Hashem, you arouse the love of God within you, and that causes you to serve Hashem and to do the extra mile. The other way is a less, not a complete way, but still a way of serving Hashem, and this is by awakening the hidden love, that is natural love, just revealing the natural love that is in us. So that's what Alter Rebbe explains. Says Alter Rebbe, מפני שכדי לשנות טבע הרגילוס, צריך לעורר את האהבה להשם על ידי שמזבונן בגדולת השם במוחו. For in order to change his habitual nature, he must arouse within himself the love of God by contemplating God's greatness in his mind. When you think about the greatness of Hashem, that creates the feelings, just like in anything else. When you read a newspaper about something that is happening in a country, people are suffering, it wakes within you the feeling of compassion, and so on. So that's what the Beinoni does when he thinks about the greatness of Hashem, awakens within him the feeling of love to Hashem. In order to master the nature that is in the left part of the heart, the seat of the animal soul, which is full of the blood of the animal soul originating in the klipa. Whence comes this nature, and the power of this love enables him to transcend his nature. Says the Alter Rebbe, that is the perfect service of a Beinani. V'zoi avodah tama, and this, to empower one's animal soul through a love of God generated by meditation, is a perfect service for a Beinani. Why is it a perfect service? Because here you involve your entire being. You involve your entire being, your intellect, your emotions, and you create and you dig deep in yourself to develop a feelings of love to Hashem and to change your nature. But then, this says the Alter Rebbe, there's also a second level, which is not as perfect, but still is considered serving Hashem, is by awakening the hidden love that already exists there in you. In other words, not by meditating and creating a new feeling, but something that just sometimes you just need to be reminded within you that you're a Jew and you love Hashem and you want to do the right thing. Says the Alter Rebbe, an alternate type of service for a Beinani is to arouse to a revealed state the love of God inherently found hidden in his heart. Thereby to control the nature that is in the left part of the heart. This too is called serving God, although an imperfect service. Because after all, you're still fighting your nature. You're still fighting, you're still working. To wage war against his nature and inclination by arousing the love hidden in his heart. If, however, he wages no war at all, not engaging even in the lesser struggle of arousing the love hidden within him, for example, when he studies only to the limit of his natural diligence, then, although he employs his hidden love of God in his service, in his divine service, but yet it's not considered a perfect. It's not considered serving. It's not considered working. This love in itself can in no way be credited to his service, and is therefore called he who serves him not. It's not considered serving Hashem if you're doing things that you're used to do. To be designated one who serves God, the Beinani must engage in a struggle with his evil inclination, either through a love of God born of meditation, or at least by arousing his hidden love. But he still needs to struggle, need to work with himself, as we said yesterday. When the going gets easy, it's time to take it up a notch. It's time to dip. You have to find a place. You have to work. You have to serve Hashem with work, and that is true not only when it comes to study Torah. This is the example that it brings here, but it is true in every area of life. The way we act with our spouses, the way we act with our children, with our parents. We honor our parents. We used to visit them. We used to call them. Oh, this is a part of the routine. Try to do a little bit more. Do more to make your wife happy. Do more than the usual, more than the norm. Everything what you do more, that is serving Hashem. And this is the end of today's shir. Wishing you a very good Shabbos, and B'ezrat Hashem, we'll see you after Shabbos.